Hi folks, my name is Dr. Stephen Bills and I'm with TeleMeMD, and I have a good friend with me here today. This is Sheri Gentry. Say hi.
Hi, I'm Sheri Gentry, owner of GentryWellness.
And Sheri and I have been friends for a while, and this has been a good opportunity to kind of share with the folks kind of what's going on and what you're doing. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little about yourself and where you're at, what you're doing, and why you think this is a good idea.
Awesome. So, as we said, I'm Sheri Gentry. I own a wellness practice called GentryWellness. I've been a long time medical provider as a physician assistant. We're going on 4 decades here. Who's counting though? But I've always had a passion for helping to keep people healthy. So that's what I'm doing. I'm now focusing completely, my practice completely on helping people stay healthy, get healthy and stay healthy, helping empower them to make choices for themselves for their optimal health. So that's what I get to do. That's what I do every single day.
That's completely awesome. You know, you and I have had some conversations in the past about, you know, we do a pretty good job in this country of, you know, taking care of sick people.
Yes.
But one of the things we don't seem to do a good job of is prevent the sickness to begin with, to put the emphasis on prevention.
Yeah, exactly. And that's been that's kind of the driving force. I saw how much in medicine we were so very reactive, and there's a place for that. But if we can keep people healthy first, so that there's less of that reactivity that allows people the opportunity to be with the people they love, doing the things they love to do. Quality of life, I think is pretty important. So being able to keep people healthy on that optimal edge always starts with healthy habits. It's the first line of treatment. We
Absolutely.
know in the medical world, when we're told, how do we address all these chronic illnesses that we are dealing with, especially in this country? It starts with lifestyle change. So that's what I get to do as a lifestyle and health coach, is work with individuals who put their hand up and say, hey, how can I stay healthy? What can I do? What kinds of changes can I make?
That leads us basically into another segue into a great question. That is, what kinds of proactive choices can people make? What kind of things can they do to head down that pathway?
You know, we were talking about the fact that this is May, and it's Stroke Awareness Month. It's also Mental Health Awareness Month, I found out as well. So, and I see the two as being very connected.
They are.
And super connected to the choices that we make. So, and changing, who loves change, right? I mean, it's constant.
I don't.
Nobody loves change, right? But change is sometimes necessary, and it can be simple, but not always easy. So some of those changes and some of the things that are recommended by years of research is keeping a healthy lifestyle that includes a healthy intake, healthy hydration, keeping weight under control, moving our bodies more, sitting less, not smoking, of course. So those are the types of changes that we see when we tackle those one little bit at a time. People can make sustainable lifestyle change. And that's what I get to see every day.
Yeah, that's great.
I get to see people transforming not only in their physical body, but truly in their mindset, in their mental health, as they get to take control. Because I don't know about you, but it seems like a lot is out of our control.
There's a lot of things that are out of our control
in this world. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what is necessary for people to make those changes? What kind of things do they need to do, and what can you help them with?
Oh, fantastic. So first of all, I have seen, and I came from a place as I was an unhealthy healthcare provider. Isn't that fun? And expecting my patients, and then I was also a professor training other PAs how to have lifestyle change and how to encourage other people in lifestyle change, and I was not in alignment with that message. So the choices that we get to make start first with a decision. The decision to make some changes. And then what I found is it's very important. There's like 3 things. One is to have some hope, because put your hand up if you ever were thinking this is as good as it gets. Right?
Oh, I
So,
know that.
yeah, that was me. I thought this. We got to this middle age, and this is what we get to deal with. This is just what is, and found out that's not true. So having some hope that change is possible. Second is having support, and third is having some structure. Those things made a huge difference in my life, and now I get to pay that forward to others. So support and structure looks like having somebody come alongside of you. And as a coach, I'm not just there for accountability. I'm not really just a cop that way. I'm here to help guide people to what they say they want. So first of all, we got to find out what they want, what changes they want. So coach, I think, is very important, and that's what I get to do. And then helping educate individuals, giving you some step-by-step instruction with how can we make those little changes? How can you, when you're faced with your most tempting food all out on a buffet, how do you handle that situation? Well, we've got some simple little tools that we can use that can change that whole situation on the spot. So structure, support with a coach, with some educational pieces, having other people around us who are on the path together. We know how important community is, a supportive community is, kind of like a safety net under us. So we have that as well. And then a lot of people will come to me because the first habit that they want to work on is their healthy weight management. Goes right along with their emotional management, in case you haven't seen that there's a big connection between those two. So we work through step by step on these things and provide guidance for a healthy nutrition plan that gets people to where they want to go.
So is there a one size fits all, or is this a tailored type of thing? How does this work?
Yeah, so it's completely individual.
Okay.
So we have to start with where people are. We like to say current reality is an acquired taste. So sometimes we don't like where we are. So we see where you are and then where you want to go. And then we fill in with all those secondary choices in between to get there.
Sure.
So we create this, we like to call it structural tension, where we are, where we want to be, and what is compelling enough about where we want to be that we'll do all those little steps in between. So figuring out what people want, what their goals are, that's where we start, is we find out what their goals are.
All right. So say I'm someone who's interested in this. Mm-hmm. What do I do? What are the things that I need to put in place? Do I pick up a phone? Is there a website? Is there paperwork? Is there an interview? How would this work for someone?
So terrific. I'm so glad you asked that. So the best way is to reach out to me. And one way is through email. GentryWellness at gmail.com is one way to do that. Another way is if you're on social media at all. I use Facebook. I have my page is public, so people can get on there and become friends with me, and we can message back and forth. And usually the first step that makes it easy for people is I have a little health evaluation form. I can send a link to somebody, and we can do that electronically before we ever jump on the phone. And then we'll have a free consultation about what those goals are and what's held you back before. What are some of your habits? Because some of these habits aren't just your eating, but it's how you sleep, it's your stress management, it's your surroundings. Are they healthy? So all of those things will be things that we will delve into and talk about. So that's the easiest way, is to reach out to me either through email. The website is getting an overhaul, so we'll eventually have Gentry Wellness up and functioning here real soon.
That's awesome. So what I'm hearing from you is that this isn't simply a solitary approach to a problem.
No.
This isn't just about diet. This isn't just about drinking water or exercise.
Exactly.
It seems to be a well-rounded approach to people's healthcare.
Absolutely. We want people to have a healthy body and a healthy mind. Those go together. And all the little habits, the micro habits that go together for that, we have programs that address all of that. We can tailor that for what people's needs are. So again, many people will approach us for weight loss. That is a large problem in this country. and an underlying problem to much of the chronic disease, but that's not the only problem. The company I keep would say that there's a deeper issue, and that's emotional management. So I'm not a counselor. I don't approach this as a healthcare provider. I have other people who can approach this from the medical arena. We stay completely focused on your health and wellness, your decisions, and we walk through one habit at a time, one healthy habit at a time, to achieve that transformation that you want. And hopefully be able to reduce your risk. I mean, they tell us by lots of science, this reduces our risk for things like strokes and heart attacks and some of those other things that definitely impact negatively on a good quality of life, taking us away from our families and those people that we love, the memory-making things that we get to do. So I like to keep people healthy, out there enjoying their life.
That's great. And I think that is a very healthy approach to doing things. You know, we have a lot of medicines that can help us with certain problems,
Right.
but there's a lot of things that we can do from a behavioral standpoint.
Exactly.
What we put into our bodies, how we sleep, how much water we drink, how much exercise we get.
Right.
And all that plays into our overall health and is so important. So
Right.
I think what you're doing is a wonderful thing. I think it is something that most of us need help in.
All of us.
I'm guilty, and we're really all on a similar track. You know, we're all trying to get to a point, but if we can take a step back and look at things from a more holistic view, if you will, I think we can make some major impacts in our overall health.
Couldn't agree more. It's about whole body wellness, and that's healthy body and healthy mind.
Okay, so give me a recap here. How can they reach out and get in touch with you? What phone numbers?
Sure. So it's GentryWellness@gmail.com is my email. Okay to give out my number?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so my phone number is area code 740-360-2362, and I receive phone calls and texts. And then look me up on Facebook. It's SHERI Gentry, Gentry, and great place to just send me a message and we can start our connection right there.
I'm assuming you have some business hours. You don't want them calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning?
3 o'clock in the morning's a little bit off the limits. You know, I do work on my habit of sleep. It's one of those habits I got to work on after getting out of the medical arena working. So usually 9 o'clock is the latest I'll be calling people, and usually about the latest that people call me. So 9 o'clock at night, usually the phones go off so that I can observe my twilight hour before hitting the hay.
One last thing before we go, this being Stroke Awareness Month.
Yes.
Could you give me some simple things that we can do to lower those risks, and are they obtainable?
So the things that come to mind, the things that have been researched, are things like eating healthy. So that's more fruits and vegetables, lowering the salt intake, which also helps with the blood pressure, which is one of those risk factors. So keeping blood pressure under control, seeing your healthcare provider on a regular basis to make sure those things are under control. Healthy eating as far as less saturated fats, less sugar. I don't know about anybody else, but I was a sugar addict. I've learned how to move around that, and I won't say that it's always easy, but I have tools in place to help me so that when faced with some kind of temptation around sugar, that I can make the best choice for myself. So those are some of the things. Healthy hydration. Water's best. Our body's mostly water, so it should have lots of water in it.
Absolutely.
So those are the sorts of things. And then move, less sitting. They're finding some of the more recent research is about the sitting disease and how dangerous that is, like equally dangerous as what smoking is on the body. So get up and move, even if it's just to stand up every hour for 10 minutes. That's a simple thing that anybody can do any day. I even sometimes keep it right on my watch to remind myself, like, oh, that next hour went by, stand up. So use the tools
That's right.
and move your body.
And some of our watches are smarter than others, but they do remind us to do things.
Yeah.
And half the time we just sort of ignore those and I don't need to breathe or I don't need to move. I'm fine. But we really do.
Yeah. And the mindfulness thing it was a huge piece too, to learn how to de-stress in the moment with a few deep breaths.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, I appreciate your watching today, and give Sheri a call. Let's talk about things and get ourselves back on the pathway to good health.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me. Really
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Thank you.